Okay, so today we are going to look at pie charts and the basic concepts related to a pie chart. So let us understand what is pie chart and when is it used. Okay, so pie charts are used primarily to represent market shares. So when we say market share, so for example, say there are multiple firms and I'm representing their market shares. It can be, for example, something like say a revenue market share or a customer market share. So what is meant by revenue market share? So revenue market share would mean, so suppose there are five companies in a particular industry and together they have generated some crores of rupees as the total revenue, out of which company A had some, company B had some, and so on. So likewise, this particular data I am going to use to represent a pie chart, which will throw me the market share revenue wise of these five firms in that industry. Okay. Similarly, if I take something like a customer market share, so it will be more like the number of customers that they have. And then accordingly, a pie chart will depict the percentage of the market share that each of these companies will hold or actually holds. Let us take a basic case to understand this. For example, say, let me pick up a sector like a smartphone industry, okay? And let me pick up five companies, say an Apple, a OnePlus, MI, or Xiaomi, and Samsung, and some others, which is all other brands put together. And suppose in a particular quarter of any financial year, this is the number of units which have been sold, and these are actual units which have been sold. Okay. So, for example, so Apple hundreds of lakhs, OnePlus 80 lakhs, Xiaomi is 200 lakhs, and so on in an Indian market in a particular quarter. Now, this is the data that I want to represent in a pie chart. So, how will the pie chart look like? And moreover, how am I going to construct the pie chart? So, let us understand the construction of a pie chart, because if we understand that from that basics, then we will be in a better position to solve any set pertaining to a pie chart. So first and foremost is, if you see the total market, so the total market is 100 plus 80 plus 200 plus 100 plus 20, which turns out to be 500. So we understand that the total market of these five companies put together is 500, or by market I mean the total number of units which have been sold. Clear? Now, once we have that, so individual companies, we first figure out the fraction of the market that they hold. Okay, for example, Apple, if you see, so Apple is 100 units, and out of this 100 units, so basically it's very simple. So when I add all these fractions, what I'm going to have is 1, which is the whole. So which is basically the total market or total number of units sold. Now, once I have these fractions generated, so what I do is that I simply convert these fractions into percentages. So that's what the percentage share in the market. So for example, say for Apple, if the fraction of market is 1/5, so accordingly the percentage share is 1/5 of 100, so which is basically 20%. Similarly for OnePlus, it is 4/25 multiplied by 100%, so which is 16%. So likewise, we figure out the individual percentage shares of these companies in the market. Again, if you add them up, it will turn out to be 100%. So a quick check. So 20 plus 16 is 36, plus 40 76, plus 20 96, and 4 100%. So that's basically the 100% of the market, and this is how it is distributed across these five companies. Clear? So now when I'm going to construct a pie chart, it is very evident that Xiaomi, which takes up 40% of the market and is the market leader, will get the maximum area in this pie chart which I'm going to construct. So now if we construct the pie chart, so what we will see that is this is how the pie chart looks like. So where Apple, if you see, is 20%, so that's what this particular pie represents the share for Apple. Similarly for OnePlus, it is 16%. So this is what the share of OnePlus is. MI, as we already said, so MI will have the highest market share. And if you take a look at the pie, so you see that the gray portion which pertains to MI is actually taking up the highest area in the pie chart among all the five companies which are given. Clear? So this is how the pie chart will look like once I construct it from the raw data or the actual data points. Now, the next important point to note is that whatever we have represented in terms of percentage, the same pie chart can also be represented in terms of degrees. Okay. So So again, the construction method remains very similar. So number of units sold, and then we figure out the fraction of the market. And this time, instead of multiplying with 100%, actually multiply with a 360. So why do we multiply with a 360? Because the entire angle of a circle, so pie chart is nothing but a circle which is subdivided into various sectors. So the overall angle for the circle is 360 degree. So basically I'm multiplying this fraction with a 360 to figure out the what is the degree which that particular company to have in the pie chart, right? So Apple is 1/5 of the market, so 1/5 of 360 degrees, so that is 72 degrees. So when I have to construct pie chart, say 72 degrees, so a sector equivalent to 72 degree at the center, that's what the pie chart for Apple would look like, right? So again, if we construct, this is the same pie chart which we get back. The only difference is that now it is 72, 57.6, 144, 72, and 14.4. So basically, these data points are nothing but the degrees which have been represented. Clear? In the last pie chart, it was in terms of percentage. In this pie chart, it is in terms of degrees. So any pie charts that you get might be in terms of percentages or might be in terms of degrees. It's the same thing. The presentation is different. Now, a very important point to note is that pie charts will always give you back the ratio of the data set it is representing. So let us understand from the previous example itself. So if we see the number of units actually sold is 100, 80, 200, 120. So basically, when we take the ratio of the units sold, we see that it is 100 is to 80 is to 200 is to 100 is to 20, which in simple terms or in the lowest form is 5 is to 4 is to 10 is to 5 is to 1. Now, please note that this ratio 5 is to 4 is to 10 is to 5 is to 1 is nothing but the actual units sold ratio of that. So ratio of the actual units sold. Now let us forget about this and let us now focus entirely on the pie chart. So suppose you are not given the data set, but what you are given is the pie chart. So the pie chart, if you see, so it again has some angles, some degrees which have been associated with each of the companies. So let us take a quick ratio of the degrees. So 72, 57.6, 144, 72 and 14.4. When we actually convert it into the lowest form, we get back nothing but 5 is to 4 is to 10 is to 5 is to 1, which if you see is actually nothing but the same ratio of the actual number of units sold. So that clearly means what? It clearly means that if there's a pie chart, from the pie chart we can infer or we can figure out the ratio of the various all the companies in their actual format. Okay, so pie charts will give you the same ratio as of the units actually sold in this particular case. So now we will move on to a particular set. We will see a couple of questions and we'll see how to solve those using the pie chart methods. Okay.